Alright, so Marvel Studios has recently given us a look at a lot of what they have to come, including a look at the Wonderman series. Now, this series has been shrouded in mystery, and even though we got a little teaser trailer for it that Marvel Studios released themselves, we still don't really know what it's about. And considering the fact that Wonderman's origin in the comics can't really happen in the MCU because it involved Tony Stark and Stark Industries and Iron Man and Baron Zemo being a pretty big bad guy, considering that most of his origin from the comics can't actually happen in the MCU just because of continuity purposes, that really leaves fans wondering just how they're going to handle Wonderman. But today, we have a very interesting plot leak for the film. It sounds absolutely crazy, but in a good way. I'm just hoping that if this is true, Marvel Studios can actually pull this off, because it sounds like they're kind of taking plays from She-Hulk, the ending of She-Hulk, but also at the same time kind of Deadpool as well. Basically, it sounds like this is going to be a very meta show, which can be good if it's done right. But let's go ahead and read through the entire plot leak, and then you can give me your opinion in the comments down below. It starts, "Alright Marvel fans, here's what's supposedly going down in the new Wonderman series. Word on the street is that Wonderman will have Yahya Abdul-Mateen II playing a twisted version of himself." And I will add really quick that Marvel Studios has finished filming the Wonderman series. They finished filming back in April of 2024. But unfortunately, due to the strikes that have happened, it got pushed back and delayed till December 2025. But the reason I bring that up is because the whole thing has been filmed. They've been editing it for a pretty long time. So yes, the real plot is out there, and this could be the plot that is posted here. People have seen the show. People have seen the entire script. People know what's going to happen. Hopefully that is what's being leaked right here. But it continues. It says he's playing a twisted version of himself, a meta take like we've never seen in the MCU, which is saying something because we've had Deadpool and She-Hulk. But it continues. The story kicks off with Yahya as himself, meaning he is literally playing Yahya. Yahya is playing the actor Yahya Abdul-Mateen. So already pretty meta. So Yahya is playing himself, persistently auditioning for roles in the Marvel Cinematic Universe after disappointing roles in the hero world, and he's met with rejection after rejection. Every time he tries, he's shut down, leading to some hilarious and increasingly desperate attempts to get his foot in the door. So that could be what we have already seen with the footage that's released. We have seen Yahya auditioning for roles. So it sounds like that's just going to simply be him as an actor auditioning for actual movie roles at Marvel Studios. Again, very meta, but it gets even more meta. It continues and states, but things take a turn when Yahya, frustrated and determined, sneaks into Marvel Studios in a last-ditch effort to prove himself. Here he stumbles upon the AI known as K.E.V.I.N, who Marvel fans will remember from She-Hulk. Yahya inadvertently discovers massive MCU secrets, but K.E.V.I.N isn't about to let him just walk away with that knowledge, so it traps him inside the MCU itself. Now, if you don't remember, K.E.V.I.N from the MCU actually stands for Knowledge Enhanced Visual Interconnectivity Nexus. And yes, it's a play off Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige, who they wanted him to appear in the show She-Hulk, but he said no, so they went with this instead. But the artificial intelligence K.E.V.I.N, Knowledge Enhanced Visual Interconnectivity Nexus, is the Arthur of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and he is AI. So he has the power to throw Yahya Abdul-Mateen II into the MCU, and that is exactly what he does. So Yahya gets put into the MCU, and the plot leak states, from this point, the series reportedly spirals into a wild ride where Yahya, no longer an actor auditioning for a role, becomes part of the MCU. Knowing he's stuck, Yahya starts messing with the MCU's reality, manipulating storylines, creating chaotic situations, and even giving himself superpowers to become the hero he's always dreamed of playing. Now, instead of being cast as a hero, he's trying to become one within the universe. Expect tons of fourth wall breaks, self-referential humor as he tries to position himself as the next big hero, all while K.E.V.I.N is keeping a close watch on his every move. Now, what I've heard from a lot of people online, what I've seen in the comments, is that people think that this could actually really work if Marvel Studios pulls it off in the right way. And I think that it could actually be really cool as well. In fact, it sounds like kind of what we expected from the beginning when we started hearing some leaks about Deadpool 3. It sounds like it's going to be kind of what we originally expected Deadpool 3 to be. Him going around behind the scenes, kind of doing what he wants, affecting the MCU story. That's essentially what this says that he's going to do, manipulating storylines, creating chaotic situations, and giving himself superpowers. But there are some very interesting things about this plot leak. Like, for example, this isn't anything like the original origin of Wonderman / Simon Williams. In fact, if this ends up being true, it sounds like the actor Yaya is simply going to be playing himself. So I'm wondering if he does give himself the Wonderman name as a superhero while he's inside of the MCU, but does he also give himself the name Simon Williams, or will that name not be relevant? Will he still be himself? Will he simply be Yaya, whose superhero name is Wonderman? Now, just so you know a little bit about the origin of Wonderman, Simon Williams was the son of Sanford Williams. He was the owner of Williams Innovation, and Simon inherited a munitions factory after the death of his father. But the company failed due to its biggest competitor, Stark Industries, led by, of course, Tony Stark. Due to some bad advice from his brother, Simon tries to embezzle funds from the company but ends up getting caught and arrested. From there, Baron Zemo sends Enchantress to bail him out. He takes him to Baron Zemo and he gives him powers. However, there's a catch. He gives Simon a serum that gives him powers, but he has to consistently take the serum, and Zemo says that if you don't consistently take it, you die. So he sends Wonderman, which Baron Zemo calls him, out against the Avengers. He goes undercover, but ultimately he ends up helping the Avengers and betraying Zemo. He seemingly dies, however, he just kind of fell into a catatonic state. Hank Pym ends up making copies of his brainwaves, which will ultimately go on to be stolen by Ultron to create Vision. So as you can see here, a lot is different than what we are hearing for this plot leak, but also, again, a lot of this can't really happen in the MCU. For example, Vision has already been built. And yes, we have the Vision Quest series coming, but that's going to feature the Vision that Sword put back together. And I can't see that having anything to do with, one, Simon Williams, or two, Yaya abdul-mateen II, if they really are just having him play himself. Obviously, Tony Stark is gone, Stark Industries is still there, but Yaya abdul-mateen, either himself or his character, is trying to be an actor, so that has nothing to do with his father owning a munitions company, dying, and giving that to him. So it all seems completely different, and honestly, this plot leak sounds like it could be really, really cool if it's done correctly. This could be a disaster if it's done wrong, but it could be super cool if they pulled it off. However, that's just my thought. Go ahead and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you like this? Do you not like this? Let me know everything in the comments. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you can stay up to date with all things with the MCU. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.